Let's work with lengthening through the spine, using the breath. Feeling a softness in the face. Bring a gentle smile to the face. Feel as we bring the smile to the face, how that you feel that the mind begins to gently soften. So with that smile to the face, gently begin to deepen the breath. Taking a moment to feel gratitude for everything that we have. Feeling with each inhalation this sensation of gratitude, filling up your entire being. Keeping that gentle smile to the face as the breath continues to deepen. Inhaling for Om. Taking a slow deep breath in, holding at the top of the inhalation. Exhaling slowly with control. Keep a little smile to the face. Inhaling again. Holding. Exhale with control. Exhale a little bit more. Inhale. Hold at the top. And then when you need to, exhaling with control. Let's raise the arms up and overhead. Interlock the fingers, turn the palms to face up. Lifting the front and back edge of the rib cage. Feel the shoulder blades releasing down as the rib cage continues to lift back and front. Notice if the pelvis has the tendency to sort of tilt forward and the ribs begin to flare, or if you can keep that neutral position. Feeling those 4 pillars that I often talk about, supporting you equally. And slowly releasing the arms down to the sides. You can bring the fingertips down to the floor and keeping the lift to the chest, to the back ribs. And noticing if there's any change to the seated position. And with the eyes gently closed, set an intention for the class today. Not forcing or straining, but making that effort to shift, to maybe go a little bit beyond what our comfort zone is. We're currently being constantly challenged by that at the moment, meeting different points of resistance in our own minds. So working with finding your edge and seeing the benefit in finding the edge to your practice. And then let's gently open the eyes, stretch out the legs. And when you're ready, let's come up to a standing position. You can take your feet to the width of your mat. So a bit wider than shoulder width apart, outer edge of the feet parallel. You're hinging forwards from the hips, lifting the sitting bones, arching the back. Gently extending the chin forwards without crunching the neck. And then from here, let's release the head down. Release the arms down, take hold of the elbows. Lift the sitting bones up. If you need to have the knees slightly bent, do so. Change the interlock in the elbows. Relax the head down. Be aware of the breath. Gently release the hands down to the floor or towards the floor. Soften the knees. There's a micro bend in the knees and rolling up vertebra by vertebra, stretching out the back. Roll the shoulders up, back and down a few times once you're up. And then hands back onto the hips. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, front ribs and back ribs equal, hinge forwards again. This time, see if you can hinge a little bit further, keep a little bend to the knees. Notice if you're shooting your hips back behind you too much and shift more forwards so there's weight more on the balls of the feet. Start to feel a deeper stretch to the back of the legs. Start to release the head down towards the floor, trying to keep extension through the spine. So the head's coming maybe towards the front of the mat right now. So we're not allowing the back to fully round, we're working on extension, tilt to the pelvis. And then gently release the hands, release the head down. Soften the jaw, soften the breath. Hands back onto the hips, lengthen through the spine, keep the weight equal, fronts and backs of the feet, and coming up from the hips this time, so engaging the muscles in the abdomen, in the legs to come up. Reach the arms up, take hold of the elbows. Let's take a side stretch over to the left side. Keep a sense of rooting down through the legs, lifting the pelvic floor. So we feel an upward energy moving up through the spine, through the legs, through the top of the head. Make sure the knees aren't locking, So if you've got the tendency to do that, micro bend. And very gently start to twist around to your left. The hips will shift slightly. And breathing here. And slowly coming back to center. Change the cross in the elbows. Side stretch over to the right side. Feel that as you press the floor away with the feet, there's that upward energy. All the way up through the crown of the head. Okay, slowly start to twist to the side. Beautiful. Whoops. Be aware of the breath and the twist. And slowly releasing, coming back to center. Good, good job. And release the arms. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Let's bring the legs together and we'll come into a downward facing dog. So however is comfortable for you, you can come onto all fours. You can curl the toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips up and back, look down towards the feet. Feel that you're pushing your hands away into the floor. Lifting the hips up and back. Be aware of the breath. Let's bring the right foot forwards, left knee to the floor. Bringing the left hand off the mat onto the floor. You can use your fingertips or the palm, just make sure that you're not loading your wrist. Right hand onto the knee. And we're slowly going to rotate from the rib cage around to the right. Lengthening through the spine. Work with the breath, so twisting around to the right. Shoulders away from the ears. And gently releasing, coming back. Releasing both hands back down to the floor. Right foot back. Downward dog. Knees to the floor. And let's do a few cat-cow stretches here. Lifting the head, neck, chest, sitting bones. Exhaling, rounding. Do this a few times. Coming back to a neutral position. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back, pressing through the hands. Bring the left foot forwards in between the hands. Right hand comes off the mat to the side using the fingertips or the palm. Left hand onto the knee and gently rotating around to the left. Work with lengthening through the spine, shoulders away from the ears. Soften the jaw, soften the breath. Gently release back to center. Release the hands either side. Lift the foot, bring the right foot to meet the left. Relax the head down, Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Relaxing the hands, relaxing the head. Bending the knees, palms to the floor, right foot back, right knee to the floor, lengthen through the spine. Release the toes on the back foot, so the top of the foot's on the floor. Use your fingertips or your palms, and we're going to see if we can lift the back knee off the floor that way, so you get a stretch to the front of the foot, the top of the foot. Oh, wow. Remember, find your edge, see what feels good, don't let yourself get cramped. And gently releasing back down to the floor, curl the toes under, lift the back knee. Feel that the hips are releasing forwards, the knees in line with the ankle. We'll reach the arms forwards in front of you. Try and take the belly off the thigh for a few breaths. And gently release the hands back down to the floor. Right hand stays down, left arm raises, looking up towards the hand. Extends through the back heel. Shoulders away. Now the left hand's going to come down to the inside of your foot now. You're going to pivot your back foot out to the side without your buttocks moving back. So get your foot, side of the foot down onto the floor. Try and bring your buttocks forwards. And we're going to raise the right arm up alongside the ear now. So right ribs open, buttocks feel moving forwards. The natural tendency will be for them to shift back. Right ribs rotating. Smile and breathe. Mum's laughing. And slowly releasing, coming back down. Pivot the back foot. Oh, you're going to feel this now. Left foot back. Woo! Downward dog. Notice the sensations in the left leg and hip. Plank pose. Knees to the floor. Now let's bring the elbows down onto the floor. Make an equilateral triangle. Don't worry, I'm not going to get you to come up into headstand. So interlock the fingers. Curl the toes. We'll do dolphin here. Hips up high, legs straight, shifting forward. So shoulders come towards the front of the mat, not too much. The face is in line with your hands. Press down through the forearms. Broaden the back. Draw the hips back. Look down towards the feet. And then forward. So for those of you that want to, you can do this at your own rhythm. For those of you that find this easy, do one leg up in the air, going backwards and forwards. You can keep both feet on the floor. Do what's comfortable for you. Don't let the back collapse. Rocking backwards and forwards until you're tired. Then release. Knees to the floor. You can keep going if you like. We're going to go into child pose. Let's see, does anyone keep going? Okay, relaxing the head down. Relaxing the breath. And when you're ready, let's come up into downward facing dog again. Shift the hips forwards into plank pose. Buttocks engaged, thighs engaged. And let's move into an upward dog. So don't allow the hips to collapse as we open the chest, draw the hips forward, shoulders away from the ears. Then back, downward dog. Right foot forwards. Back knee to the floor. The toes are released on the back foot. So then we do that lovely stretch to the top of the foot. So we lift the back knee off the floor and stretch. Watch that your heel's not rotating out to the side. You want the whole of the top of the foot down on the floor. And gently releasing. Curl the toes, lift the back knee now. Start to take the fingers off the floor, reach the arms forward. And then start to take your chest and your belly off the thigh. And releasing the hands back down to the floor. Left hand stays on the floor, right arm's going to open. Shoulders away from the ears. Work with your breath. Don't lock your left elbow. Releasing the right arm down to the inside of the leg. We turn your left foot out to the side without your bottom coming forward. So keep your right buttock in, then arm alongside the ear. Smile, breathe. You're all very tiny on the screen, so you can really do what you like. So feel the left ribs opening, right buttock coming forwards. Outer edge of your foot's down on the floor. Heels on the floor. There you go. And gently releasing the hands back to either side of the foot, pivoting the foot. Left foot to meet the right. Relax the head down. Take a moment to allow the hips to settle. The breath to settle. Bending the knees, abdomen onto the thighs, reach the arms forwards. And slowly pushing up through the feet, straightening the legs, gentle back bend. Standing straight, palms together. Good. Relax the hands. Everyone warmed up? Piece of cake. Okay, mum's warmed up. Let's work with a balancing pose. So you can choose whether you want to be on. Mum's smiling, but she's smiling like this, through her teeth. Okay. Let's bring the right arm in front of you. Bend the elbow, left arm under and around. So, Garudasana, arms. We're going to bend both knees. Feel that you're sort of sitting back in a chair. Shoulders away from the ears and holding here. Breathing into the stretch in between the shoulder blades. Let's slowly straighten the legs up. So now you remember what to do with your legs. We're going to Bend both knees again and cross the right foot over the left foot and rest on the big toe. So right knee crosses over the left knee. For those of you that want to, you can catch the foot around the back of the leg. If not, keep your big toe on the floor, but keep bending your knees. Keep bending, bending, squeezing your knees, squeezing the elbows. If you want, you can lift the big toe off the floor. Keep your balance. Little internal smile. And release. Woo! Fly like an eagle. Relax the shoulders. Yeah, you know, you're right close to the microphone. They can hear them.
Sorry, girl.
You can't see her, but you can hear her. I paid her to do this. Left arm in front. Bend the elbow. Right arm under and around. So let's take some time in our sort of like little skiing position, squatting back, getting used to the feelings, spreading in between the shoulder blades. Soften the jaw, soften the breath. Straighten the legs. The left leg crosses over the right knee. So the right leg's bent, can rest the big toe on the floor. If you can sit down a little bit more. Find softness in the effort. If you want, you can catch the foot around the back of the leg, but keep the right knee bent. Lower down, lower. Squeeze the knees, squeeze the elbows. Find your internal smile. And release. Good. Well done. Roll the shoulders. Okay. Good. So let's come down to Savasana. Yeah, your head can come close to your laptop or iPad, so you can hear. Take a moment to make any adjustments to the body. If you need to bend the knees, bend the knees. Allow the energy flow throughout the entire body. Feel that through the effort to come to the edge of our practice, that there might be an increased energy flow through the body, increased circulation. From here, we'll do the eye movements, so you guys get an extra long Savasana. Yay! If you've got any tightness in the lower back and you prefer to bend the knees, you can bend the knees slightly. Let's open the eyes and gently look up to the top of your vision. And slowly moving the eyes in a clockwise direction. Link the breath with the movement. Seeing how it is to get a different perspective of your room. Next time the eyes reach 12, center the eyes for a moment. And then looking up again, and let's go counterclockwise, round to the left. Next time the eyes come to 12, center close, relax the eyes. And allowing all the muscles in the eyes and around the eyes to soften and relax. Taking a moment of gratitude for your eyes. And from here, let's now bend the knees, bring the heels close towards the bottom. Arms alongside the body, palms down. Your fingers might be able to touch your heels. See if you can get that. But don't force it, only if it naturally comes. And then let's slowly lift the hips up into bridge pose. Keep the knees parallel. Rooting down through the shoulders, through the triceps. Lifting up high. Interlock the fingers. Roll onto the left shoulder, tuck the right shoulder under. Roll onto the right shoulder, tuck the left shoulder under. Continue to press down through the feet. Lift the hips up. Lift the chest towards you. Press down through the arms. And breathe here. If at any point you need to release, just gently release the pose. Let's see if we can straighten one leg out onto the floor. So we bring the foot to the floor but with the leg extended. See how that feels? And then you can change legs. Maybe it's only the heel that's on the floor, not the whole of the foot, but just see. And then seeing if you want to stretch the other leg out to meet, dig down through the heels so both legs are straight. Keep the chest lifting, keep pressing down through the shoulders. And gently bring one leg back at a time. Release the arms, release the shoulders out to the side. And release down. Well done. Take a moment allowing the back to settle. Keep the heels close to the bottom, the knees together, arms out to shoulder height. Keeping the right knee stacked on top of the left, right foot on top. We're going to slowly draw the knees over to the left side. The knees are together, feet are together and twisting to the left. Right shoulders on the floor. The head can turn to the right. Find your breath. Soften the face. Soften the breath. Gently head back to center, knees back to center. Make any adjustments with the feet, the shoulders. And now knees to the right, head to the left. Left shoulders down, knees together. Left foot on top of right foot. Find in these more restorative positions that you can really give permission to your body to let go and relax. And then gently coming back to center. With the head, relax the arms. Now, so we've already done eagle pose standing up, so now we're going to do it lying down, doing some tummy work. Most of you know how to do this already, but I'll give some detail. Cross the right leg all the way over the left. If you can, catch the right foot round the back of the left ankle. Left arm up in the air, bend the elbow, right arm under and around. Okay, so we're all lying in eagle pose on our backs. And then from here we're going to lift the feet off the floor. And we're going to slowly use the abdominal muscles, not the neck muscles, to lift the head and the elbows so the elbows touch the knees. Squeeze and slowly lower back down. I will do this 5 times. So when you're ready, inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, lowering down. So we want to do this slowly and mindfully. Inhaling, lifting the head, the elbows towards the knee. Squeeze and release. Exhale down. Inhale up. Squeeze, elbows towards the knees and release down. And one more time, coming up. So we'll be doing 6 times on each side. And gently releasing down. Uncross the arms. Uncross the legs. Left leg over right leg. Catch the foot around the back if it's an option. Right arm up in the air, bend the elbow, left arm under and around. Of course you can do, 10 or 20 of these if you want to. But the idea is to move slowly with control. So when you're ready, lifting up, squeezing elbows towards knee. Use the tummy muscles, not the neck. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, slowly, squeezing up. In between, remember to breathe, okay? When you come down, if you need a breath in and out. Inhale up. Squeeze. Exhale, down. Inhale up. Squeeze. Exhale, down. Inhale up. Exhale, down. I think that's the same on each side. If not, you can do another go. And relax. Let's bring the legs together. Arms alongside the body. We're going to lift the head and look at your toes. And we're going to lift the shoulders, lift the arms a few inches off the floor. Feel the tummy muscles working. Draw the tummy muscles in, lift the right leg a few inches. Squeeze the tummy in. Lower the right leg, lift the left leg. Have a little smile. If you want, lift both legs. If not, lower Down the left. And do one at a time. Squeeze, hold, hover, shake, and relax. Allow everything to rest and relax. Then let's bend the knees, take hold of underneath the knees and rock backwards and forwards, bringing out your inner child. Woo-hoo! Trying to see if you can round the back. So we're massaging the whole spine. The legs can swing overhead. As if you were trying to get up into shoulder stand. One more time, or you can stop if you need to, and then sit up. Woo, I should have been filming that, that looks great. Well done, guys. Okay, sitting up. Let's bring the hands either side of the, so just behind the hips. Lengthen through the spine. Bring the heels close towards, so that the top of the thighs is close towards the belly. Root down through the sit bones, and then let's see if we can maintain that length to the spine as we lift the heels, but keep the thighs close. Use the fingertips to gently lengthen. Work with the breath. Let's see if we can lift the feet up a little bit. Keep the knees bent, arms out to the side. Relax your jaw. Close your eyes, have a smile. If you want, you can extend the legs. Okay, we're going to lower the left leg down to the floor. Keep the right leg lifted. Bend the knee, cross the foot over the left leg. The right leg's over the left. Left arm takes off. We're moving into a spinal twist. Right hand behind. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twisting to the right. Feel that you're twisting from the base of the spine all the way around. The head's the last thing to turn. If you want to do the back hand behind, wrapping around the sides of the waist, you can do. We're aiming to get both shoulders in line with the extended leg. Shoulder blades moving down. Breath soft. Feel a massage to all the internal organs. Gently release the head back to center and release the arms. We're going to uncross the leg but keep the foot close to the inner thigh. Now watch your knees. If anyone's got knee issues, pop a cushion or something underneath. We're going to open the knee out to the side. The heel can come up towards the pubic bone. So you can pop a cushion under if you need. Extend through the left heel. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, hinge forwards. We're not going to lower the hands down yet. It's like you're reaching up towards the ceiling. Lengthening through the spine. Rooting through the sit bones. Lift and lengthen more. Hinge, the hinges from the hips. Lift out of the waist. Lift your ribs away from your hips. Keep that extension and slowly take hold of the foot, the ankle, the shin, wherever's comfortable. Continue to use the breath to lengthen the spine. On the exhalation, allow the head to release down without shrinking. You can choose whether you want to do the pose dynamically and continue to look forwards and extend through the spine, as I'm doing, or you can choose to round the back, but keeping a sense of length to the spine. See what your body wants to do, how it wants to work. Both ways you're getting a deep stretch to the back of the hamstring. Whichever way you're working in the pose, work with the breath. Using the spine on the inhalation to lengthen. Exhalation, hinging from the hips. Feel that you're drawing your sitting bones back behind you, so you get more of a hinge. Inhale, reach the arms out and up, coming all the way up. Hands down to the sides. Bring the hands behind you. Lean back. And then we're going to gently lift up, pushing up through the hands if it's an option for you. Let the chin lift slightly, the chest to open, hips lifting. And slowly releasing, coming down. Release the hands, take hold of the knee, stretch the leg out. Good news is we get to do all of that to the other side. So start with the knees bent. The thighs are close to the abdomen, hands either side, just behind you. And we work with lifting the heels up, shoulder blades drawing down. Trying to get the thighs as close to the belly as you can. Seeing if you can lift the feet a little bit more. Use the tummy muscles, use the back muscles. Arms out to the side. Shoulder blades down, neck long, smile to the face. See if you want to extend the legs more. Keeping that energy through the spine. Work those legs. Notice if your hip flexors are weak or if your tummy muscles are doing the work. Good. Now, we lower the right leg down to the floor. Cross the left foot over the right leg. Right arm, elbows takes hold of the knee. Left hand behind. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twisting around to the left. Feel the twist is initiated from the base of the spine around. Trying to get the right shoulder and the left shoulder into alignment with the extended leg. Face is soft. If you want, the back hand can release around the side of the waist. But continue to use the back muscles to lift and lengthen. Slow, deep breaths. Gently, head back to center, release the back arm, front arm. Now we bring the sole of the foot to the inside of the leg, as high up as is comfortable for you. Again, watch your knees. If you need a cushion, pop it underneath. Raise the arms up. So remember, we work dynamically first. Extend through the heel, lengthen through the spine, hinge forwards a few inches and work with looking forwards, reaching forwards. getting the hinge from the hips. Work with the breath, feel that rooting down through the sit bones. Then when you're ready, taking hold of the shin, ankle or foot, using the breath to elongate the spine. You can choose whether you want to lengthen and allow the head to release down, or if you want to work more dynamically, working with lengthening through the spine and keeping the head looking forward. So see which way that you want to work. I'm choosing the dynamic option. But do what feels good for you. Using the breath. Feel that you're sending the sit bones back behind you. Continue to create length through the spine. Softening the jaw, softening the shoulders. Feeling that wherever the body is holding tension, that it can just gently begin to drop. Reaching the arms forwards, inhaling, coming up. Exhale, lower the hands down behind you. Place the hands onto the floor behind you. Have the hands however is comfortable. To put pressure on the hands, lift the hips up. Lift the chest, chin, and breathe. Don't do this if it's not comfortable. And slowly releasing, lowering back down. Release the hands, stretch out the left leg gently. Draw the flesh back and out on the sit bones. Have the legs extended and then bend the knees. So legs are fully extended, bend the knees so we get that tilt to the pelvis. Hands either side of the hips, lengthen through the spine, and we're going to walk the hands forwards, nice and slowly, as far as you comfortably can, trying to keep length through the spine as much as you can, coming to wherever is comfortable for you. Use the palms now, or the fingers, to create traction. So you're pulling the hands towards you, moving the belly towards the thighs. And eventually we want to get the awareness in the body to create this action without using the hands. So feel that you're drawing the perineum in and up, sitting bones back. And gradually walk the hands as far forwards as you comfortably can. Knees can stay bent. And release the head down. Continue to create a little bit of traction through the hands, wherever you are. So if you're sitting more upright, stay there. Use your breath. If you're comfortable, you can straighten the legs. Have some intention through the feet. And continue to gently create traction through the arms. Continue to feel the sitting bones sending back behind you. see if you can get that subtle internal rotation to the hips. So you can open up the lower back a little bit more, in and up, without the knees buckling. We'll take several breaths here, so find a place where you can soften and simply be. Make any adjustments that you need. And then very slowly coming out of the pose, however you'd like to. And make sure that you're towards the front of your mat, so you've got space to roll down. I'm going to give you the option to do whatever inversion you'd like to do. So if you want to do shoulder stand, headstand, or simply placing a cushion underneath the hips and elevating the legs. Or you can go to any space in your room and pop your legs up the wall. So we'll be here for 3 to 4 minutes. So make sure you're going to be comfortable. So shoulder stand, headstand, legs up, hips on a cushion. See what you'd like to do. I'm not going to instruct any of them. So you do what feels comfortable for you. Whichever action, whichever pose that you're doing, feel this sense of buoyancy to the legs. So even if you don't have a cushion handy, having the legs up towards the ceiling is good. Keep using your hands to lengthen up through the spine. You can, if you're doing headstand or shoulder stand, you can cross one foot over the other foot and use that foot to gently lengthen and create more length to the legs. We're wanting to draw the hips away from the ribs in whichever pose that you're doing. If you're crossing the feet, you can change the cross and do the other side. If you're in shoulder stand, make sure that you're not loading your hands. You can walk the hands up the back towards the shoulder blades. Try and get more onto the top edge of the shoulders without completely flattening out the neck. And then you can release any cross in the feet and continue to lift the legs up. Whenever you feel that you want to come out of the pose, feel free to gently release and come out. If you want to stay for a little longer, you can do so. everyone can gently begin to release down. And you can move into fish as a counter pose if that's comfortable for you. If it's not comfortable for your neck, then you can simply do any pose, hugging the knees towards the chest. So fish pose, make sure that your hands are alongside the buttocks. You sit up, you get that tilt to the pelvis, arch the chest, and then place the top of the head onto the floor, or maybe the back of the head. Don't crunch the neck. Press down through the elbows to open up the chest. And breathe slowly and deeply. If you feel supported by your head and your hips, you can place the palms together into Anjali Mudra, the palms in prayer position in front of the chest. Make sure that if you're doing that, it's not too much pressure on your neck. There should be a proportional curve. And then slowly releasing the hands back. Place the elbows on the floor, lengthen the back of the neck, and releasing it down to the floor. And you can hug the knees in towards the chest. Hands underneath the knees now, and rock backwards and forwards a few times, and then coming up to sit. Let's bring the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana. If you need something underneath your hips, you can pop a pillow underneath the hips. You can take hold of either the ankles or the fronts of the feet. The soles of the feet can separate from one another. So we're just keeping the little toes together. If we try and keep the big toes together, this will not allow the knees to go down. If you have the flexibility in the ankles, this will help release you down. So wherever you are, inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, see if you can hinge forwards a few millimeters. And breathing into the stretch. If you feel it's more useful, you can place the hands behind you on your fingertips and work with lengthening and hinging from the hips. Close the eyes, soften the breath. Feel the stretch to the inner thigh. So it's not about us trying to get our head on the floor, it's about trying to create that hinge from the hips, stretch to the inner thigh. Watch your knees. And very slowly releasing, coming back. Taking hold of the outsides of the knees, bringing the knees together. Stretch the legs out for a moment. Roll the legs. And coming to a comfortable cross-legged position, popping on any socks if you need to, getting your blankets ready. Sitting however's comfortable for you. You can kneel if that's better for you for Yoga Mudra. Take hold of one wrist behind the back. Taking a moment to ground down through the sit bones and finding a place of stillness. And when you're ready, you can inhale, lengthen through the spine, Exhale, fold forwards from the hips. The back can round slightly, the head can release down. And draw the awareness inwards. There shouldn't be any force in this mudra. There should be an element of softening. A softening in the jaw, the shoulders. Draw the awareness within and have a few moments of silence. Keeping the eyes closed, very, very slowly, using the breath, as many breaths as you need to allow yourself to come back to center. So feeling with each inhalation the body is buoyant and you're floating back up. Once you're back to an upright position, relaxing the hands. Observing the effects. Noticing any subtle changes to your body, to the mind. And stretching out when you're ready, coming down to lie in Savasana. Getting any blankets, anything that you need to be comfortable. Let's bring the awareness to the body. And today we'll tense and squeeze and then stretch. So we'll do it the other way around. So we're going to tense and squeeze all of the body. Inhale, lift everything off the floor a few inches. Squeeze the face, squeeze the buttocks, squeeze and relax. Then we're going to extend and lengthen, spread the fingers, spread the toes, open the mouth, stretch out the tongue, and relax. Now take a deep breath into the belly, puff it up like a big balloon. Hold the breath. Open the mouth, release. Breathe into the chest, expand the chest. Hold. Open the mouth, release. Allow the breath to soften. Feel an element of softness to the entire body. Feel the back of the body supported by the ground. Feeling as the body relaxes, that we start to bring in a moment of gratitude into our heart center, into this place of compassion, unconditional love. You can utilize each breath to draw this quality into your heart. And start to radiate this sensation of gratitude from the heart center throughout your entire body. Feel like rays of the sun sending to every part of your body. Feeling the nerves and cells, connective tissue, everything being refreshed and rejuvenated. Feel every part of the body relaxed. Feeling with each natural exhalation, the body softens and relaxes more and more. Gently drawing the awareness back to the flow of the breath and the senses. Noticing the breath moving in and out of the body without changing it. Observing how the body feels. Gradually beginning to deepen the breath. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Give the body a good stretch. Bend the knees and roll over to one side. Take a moment to observe how you feel. Give yourself a hug. Thanking yourself for making this time for you. It's so easy, even where we might not necessarily be as busy as we normally are. For some of us are working more, some aren't doing much. So just take a moment of gratitude for making this time for you. And then slowly coming up to a seated position. Popping a cushion underneath. Sitting however is comfortable for you. If cross-legged or kneeling isn't an option, you can have your legs extended. Find that place where your ribs, front ribs, back ribs are lifted equally. So you've got those 4 pillars from the front of the hips to the front of the ribs, back of the hips to the back of the ribs. Feel that you've got a stable structure. Class wouldn't be the same unless a cat was trying to get in, so still happening. Have a gentle smile to the face. Start to draw the awareness to the breath, on the flow of the in and exhalation. Notice where the breath is right now. And gradually start to deepen the inhalation and lengthen the exhalation so it's longer than the inhalation. If it's useful, apply Ujjayi breath, the hissing breath. If you're not familiar with this technique, focus on the breath, slow, deep breaths. We want to feel on the inhalation that as we expand the belly, middle chest, upper chest, that we feel the collarbones gently rising. At that point, create a natural pause for a few seconds. And then exhaling slowly with control. Mindfully making the exhalation longer than the inhalation. See if you can continue to make that short pause at the top of the inhalation. Our mind often likes to anticipate, so when we create this little pause, it's a moment for us to check in with the mind. It's essential during this time where there's some fear, anxiety, when this is all kind of going to come to an end. And when this fear comes in, it's much easier for our immune systems to lower. So it's really important to have this pranayama practice, absolutely essential to our autonomic nervous system to keep it in balance. If not, we're constantly in this fight or flight mode where we're reactionary very quickly to everything. And pranayama brings us into this parasympathetic response, more calming. So simple, slow, deep breaths. Even if it's 3 breaths every hour that you're doing mindfully. Just to check in with how you're doing. Just exhale fully and allow the breath to relax. Next, we're going to be doing a practice where I'll guide for the first few rounds and then you'll be by yourself. So it's really important to keep checking in and not judging the mind if it wanders and forgets what it's doing. We're going to be inhaling to the count of 2, holding for a moment. Inhale for another count of 2, holding. Inhale for another count of 2, holding. Exhaling 2, hold, exhale 2, hold, exhale 2, hold. So I'll guide, but we're wanting to create those 2 pauses in between. So let's exhale fully. Inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale again, pause, exhale, pause, exhale, pause, exhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, and continue. Don't do anything that's too strenuous. If this is too challenging, do 1 pause in between. If you can do another pause, you're welcome to do that too. But the important thing is for us to keep focused on this practice, on the in and exhalation. it's like we're taking little sips of air in. After your next round, at the end of the exhalation, relax the breath. I'll be chanting the Mohammed Jaya mantra, which is a mantra in yoga, most of you know, for healing anyone that's suffering right now, for bringing balance to the entire creation. So if you know the mantra, you can join in. And if not, listen with that intention of creating balance, healing, and freeing anyone from suffering. There's a lot of suffering that's happening in the world right now, where the privileged few that have got the luxury of having nice homes and being in this beautiful environment. Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivadanam uvarukamiva bandhanam mricho mokshya mamritat. Om Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivadanam uvarukamiva bandhanam mricho mokshya mamritat. Om Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivadanam uvarukamiva bandhanam mricho mokshya mamritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. For a few more moments, let's send that intention out to the entire creation. samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire creation be filled with peace and joy, love and light, balance and good health. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto you.